Good evening and welcome to VI Voices. I'm Emil Henderson III along with Natalie Nelson Tanghao. And welcome. Tonight you'll see it's really just myself and Natalie here. We did not fire anyone. They are off tonight. And so tonight is going to be a very special show because we are going to be talking about festival music then and now. And we have two very special guests with us who will be here tonight. We have Rashidi Clenance, who we all know is no stranger to the entertainment industry here in St. Croix. And we have Ventura, who also is quite well known here in the territory and has been a part of the Extortion Band. Remember them?
Yes, I do.
And so they've won Road March quite a few times. Mm-hmm. And we will also have with us King Derby,
good,
who is well known in the community as well for his work. But we will begin tonight, as we begin every night, with hot topics. And one of our main hot topic is the fact that the executive director of the legislature, Pam Richards Samuel, has abruptly quit as the executive director, and has quite a scathing letter that she wrote in regards to why she is leaving. And one of the reasons that she listed, she said that she thanks everyone for the opportunity provided to her to continue service in the community as a public servant. However, it is important for me to leave now with my work ethic, civility, and dignity intact. You can't get any more scathing than that.
I know, and you know, usually professionally there's a 2-week courtesy, but I understand this was effective immediately, right?
Yeah.
So there was no 2-week courtesy that was extended to the legislature. So whatever it was, evidently, she thought it was best to just get out of there right away.
I mean, she also says that, as you know, my continued efforts to bring professionalism, transparency, and respect to the first branch of government have been met with resistance, oftentimes from some of those whom one would believe should enthusiastically embrace such tenets. Unfortunately, implementing these doctrines in the current legislative environment has proved similar to attempting to build a house of sand in a tar pit.
And you know what's interesting is that she's been relatively quiet. I remember the media announcement when she took the position, which was that midway during the 29th legislature, somewhere in midway?
Well, actually, no, she came in the beginning.
Okay.
But remember, she used to be a commissioner of tourism at one point, and she went into owning her own bookstore at another point. And so she came in as the executive director of the 29th legislature. And she's no stranger to leading.
Right.
You know, this is something that she does.
She ran for lieutenant governor with
Jimmy O'Brien.
Jimmy O'Brien.
So,
you know, it's just kind of interesting. I know that some of the other senators, including Senator Stannis, said they were surprised. So apparently they didn't know it was coming, it appears.
I don't think anybody knew it was coming. But this goes on the heels of that very same letter that the director, Miss Ava Penn, wrote in regards to the funds that were being used and used for purposes of raises, trips that were not funded or did not have a funding source, I should say. And so it appears that the 29th legislature is unraveling, albeit at the end of the term. We're now in December. We only have like a few more weeks to go. It seems to me that they were unraveling from the start.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of official that they are closing. I think they have like one more session, depending on what the governor does with the bills that he has before him. And if he does something they don't like, then they'll go back into session so that they can go ahead and, I guess, override him. If not, then they're done.
Do you think that the 29th legislature will go down in history as one of the worst ones ever? And I mean...
Well, I've said that before, remember? I said that the 20th legislature of the Virgin Islands is the worst legislature of modern times that anybody can think about.
And I think Senator Nelson was quoted as saying the 29th legislature is the worst when it comes to chaos and confusion.
I think it's the worst, period. And I'm not going to limit it to chaos and confusion. It is the worst legislature that I think that we've ever had.
I don't understand.
And so that legislature will end all too soon for me. And
it's just been unfortunate because the kind of things that has happened during the 29th legislature. I know about a week ago we had Senator Alvin Williams was, I think he made his first appearance in court.
Yes.
Along with his chief of staff, along with his father.
Oh, the father was there too?
Father.
Oh, I didn't know the father was there. Oh.
The father apparently was charged regarding some corruption.
How I missed that?
This was a week ago. regarding a
You see, I think I was so focused on that other one who everybody voted as their
Yes,
savior,
sir.
who gave them chicken in 1989,
Yeah.
that I forgot all about Alvin Williams' father.
Yes, sir. Alvin
So
Williams
I did not know that he was
Senior.
arrested.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
that has been another, and the reason why I think we can't take these things lightly, people, because it's what's the message that we're sending to our young people when things like this happen with the people that you put in leadership positions, and
The message is if you want to violate the law and be lawless, you need to be a public official. Nothing happens to you. And so it only happens to regular people who can't afford to do anything, then they're the ones that are charged with crimes.
But at least that prosecution sends the message that you are not above the law and don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And I think he's going through the process now. I mean, obviously, we do know and respect that you are innocent until proven otherwise.
That's true. That's true.
We're not jumping to any conclusions at this point, but the mere fact that that allegation was made, the mere fact that those indictments were filed, and those allegations are serious.
But here is my problem with it. My problem with it is you have individuals who, so let's use Senator Williams. He's been indicted and charged with one thing of using government property. So in other words, he was caught using the government's computers to send off his college education stuff,
and
right?
As well as
which is illegal. Misuse of government property, right?
And misuse of campaign funds.
So he's charged, but nobody wants to charge people who use our money to fix their gates. Even though the Interior Department of Interior has indicated that that fund was not used properly. And so that's my point. I don't mind people getting arrested for wrongdoing, assuming that they've done it. But I think everybody needs to be arrested for whatever they've done that's in violation of law.
And that's why there's such a terminology, as you very well know, as selective prosecution.
Right.
Because it really boils back down to...
For a minute, I thought that the Public Corruption Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office was closed for a while, until I saw they had a press release and they were charging people. But no, I'm going to go, you're going to send me to go look up this thing with Alvin's father.
Yes.
I don't know how I missed that.
I mean, missed it.
I missed that whole thing.
Yeah, sure did.
How old is he?
The father?
Yeah.
I'm not certain, but I would.
Is he an old? I know the Sproul guy is older. He's like 64.
Yeah.
And
I was not certain how old he was, but definitely Alvin Williams Sr. That's his father.
He won't be the first old person to go to jail. Oh well. All right.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Also in the news, we have the team that was involved in the robbery this past weekend, where two of his cohorts died in a shootout, was charged with first-degree murder.
What is a 15-year-old young child doing in a situation like that? How can it even... Does his mother or his parents even know where he is? My understanding was when the mother...
Remember, these events occurred around 2 o'clock in the morning. So this is like 2 a.m. that this stuff is happening.
I think the mother was under the understanding, no, my son's asleep.
Well, I would say that too. Let me not say that. Maybe she does believe it.
Listen, do you know where your children are? It's really.
But I understand this young man has a history. He is no stranger to the court system.
He's in the juvenile justice system.
Correct. He's only 15 years old, but he's now going to be bound over to
as an
adult court because he has been charged with first-degree murder. And let me explain that.
Right.
The assailants never died. Okay, but under our law, if you are involved in a felony, and even the people that you go to commit the felony with, one of them dies, then you can be charged with first-degree felony murder. And so he is charged with 2 counts because 2 of the 3 died. So he's charged with 2 counts of felony murder, which means it's life in jail. Also under our law, as long as you're 14 years old and you commit one of those heinous crimes like murder, rape, you are automatically bound over to adult court. And so you're going to be treated like any adult would, which means he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life if he is in fact convicted of these charges.
As a matter of fact, there was several counts. There's 2 counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder, unauthorized possession of a firearm, kidnapping, possession of an unlicensed firearm during the commission of a violent crime, third-degry assault, first-degree assault, and first-degree burglary for the home invasion.
He's never coming out. Because those are, if he's found guilty, he's never coming out.
The young man hasn't even started his life. He hasn't even begun to live, and look at what he's facing, But
he thinks he has, though. Because any 15-year-old that's out at 2 o'clock, let me not say that. You know why? Let me not say that. Let me not say that.
Take it back.
I'm going to take that back. When I was 15 years old, I was out 2 o'clock in the morning. But I was out to like a jam. I wasn't like going to nobody's house to rob them. So I'm not gonna, let me don't say 15-year-olds aren't out them kind of time.
Well, I remember we used to have teen disco. We used to be out till 12 midnight at Island Center. But our parents were right outside waiting. Well, yeah, that wasn't in my time. But our parents would be right outside out front waiting for us. Some people here laughing, but it's the truth. But at least they knew where we were.
So they had teen jams at Island Center?
We used to call it teen disco every Friday night from 6 to 12. And it was the best.
Were there as many centipedes as there are now at Island Center?
I don't remember seeing one. And we had a place called Excelsior too. And that used to be high daylight jams, Saturday from 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Me with them jam.
Till about 6 or 7 or something, but high daylight. So you go to the movies and you go Excelsior. It was the best. But anyway, those days are long gone, but it is what it is. And
at 2 o'clock in the afternoon jam.
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm sorry.
At least inside Excelsior. You remember where Excelsior nightclub was up in that corner there? It was dark in there. So when you're in there, you don't even know it's daytime, high broad daylight. So you come back outside, it's high broad daylight. But it was fun. I mean, really, those of you, those days, you know. Wow. But nonetheless, we still do have the...
Excelsior does not exist anymore, that's for sure.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Not at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
But in our minds, memories are
but that was safe fun though.
That was safe fun. Safe fun. Wow. I mean, safe fun. We had the Alexander movie theater downtown where Times Square is.
That was
we used to go to the matinees 10 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning matinee, 10 o'clock, 50 cents. It was the bomb.
When I was growing up, we only had Lorraine movie theater and
the bowling alley. Yeah,
the bowling alley next to it.
Yeah, remember that too.
Right.
Those were my Montbijou days, because that's where I grew up. Okay. But nonetheless, we still.
And you're gonna get a village this year in Montbijou.
I heard it. So
you going?
I'll be there. Okay. I mean, that's my turf. I grew up there. You know, I'm part of that.
Let me know how it went.
Community. I will let you know.
I'm not going to Montbijou. To no village.
Listen.
So, I am not going to Montbijou no village.
Listen, it's not the hood. I mean,
I didn't say it was the hood. I just said I am not going.
I lived in the
Montbijou at no village.
Frangipani section, and there was a bridge that bridged Montbijou and Frangipani section. No. But you know what?
Montbijou don't need no village. I can hang with the one in Christianstead. I can, because that's been going on for some time now.
And
that's not new. And well, of course.
Okay.
But I just don't understand what I'm going to be doing in Montbijou in the night in a village.
But one thing I must say, it's not bush.
I ain't said bush. I said Montbijou in the night.
Okay.
At any village.
Well lit. It is well lit. But let me tell you.
Isn't it going to be where that land is right there by the lights?
I'm not sure. That's the whole thing. I'm not sure.
Are there no lights there? They don't lights there.
I'm sure they're going to bring out like what we have here. You know, the what do you call it? The spotlights and all of that. I'm sure it'll be fine.
You can tell me how it went.
You know, clean fun, and I'm sure they're gonna have their police presence and everything else.
Okay.
Around. But what you do want to keep in mind, everybody, is that our curfew is in full force and effect. Okay. So for your young children and young people, know where they are. That 10 p.m. curfew is not being lifted for the 2012 holiday season that I know of. So beware, especially with this incident having happened. Where it involved a 15-year-old minor, I think the police are going to be more vigilant. They're going to be more aware of, everybody wants to have fun, but just be aware of where you are, what you're doing, and if anything, let it be clean fun. Don't be trying to do the home invasion up in nobody's house. It ain't going to work.
Well, I agree with you. And before all the people from Montbijou start sending stuff in the emails, why I don't want to go to Montbijou.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
save
started
it. I'm not going to read it.
I got
and so I'm just not going to go to Montbijou for any village. That's all I'm saying.
Don't send us.
I have nothing against the estate of Montbijou or anybody that live in Montbijou. I just don't understand why a village is going to be in Montbijou.
There ain't no such thing as estate of Montbijou to be.
Oh, like that. What is it called?
Montbijou.
Ain't estate Montbijou?
No.
What is it?
It's Montbijou.
That makes it even worse. Why shouldn't even be there in the thing? Ain't even an estate. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to have with us Rashidi Clenance, who, like I said, is no stranger to the intimate industry. And we'll have him on the show to talk about what's upcoming for this festival season. Back in a moment. Good evening and welcome back to VI Voices. We have with us Rashidi Clenance, who, as I said when we were going on break, that he is no stranger to the entertainment industry here in St. Croix and actually in the Virgin Islands period and a lot of the other Caribbean islands. And he, of course, has brought quite a few shows here to the territory and has done a lot of community events as well. And so we want to thank you for being on the show tonight. As you know, he's on the radio every morning at 6 o'clock.
Al 95?
Nope, 105 Jams.
105 Jams.
At 6 o'clock in the
So
morning.
it's a plane to be here.
So, before I go, before I finish. How you knew that Alvin Williams' father got arrested last week and you don't know that he done 105.3?
I couldn't remember. It used to be on Al 95.
Yes.
I know. I can't.
How
I
long
can't so many.
ago?
I don't keep track.
Anyway.
I know he's on
So-
the radio. I know I hear him. I just don't know which one.
Okay, so Nelly, you're funny. He's with us tonight, and as you know, he's on the radio every morning, 6 o'clock. So he came over specially just to be on this show tonight, and will be leaving early in the morning. So he will be on the radio tomorrow at 6 o'clock. But I thank you for coming on to the show and being here tonight.
Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. We're doing a show on festival music then and now. A lot of stuff that's been going on. The kind of music we're listening to, what kind of music we listened to before. And as you know, we're also going to have with us on tonight's show AJ Ventura and King Derby, which are like opposite ends of the spectrum necessarily for purposes of
Then
festival.
and now.
But we want to talk to you about some of the things that you're going to be doing for this festival season as we celebrate our 6th anniversary.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I've been thoroughly entertained in the green room, taking it in, really enjoying the show, and it's an honor to be here. And I'm also happy to find out that Derby is going to be on, because for a minute I thought I was the den and gate. So, I'm happy that it all works out.
Yes.
But yeah, we actually have a very interesting events coming up right here at Reminisce Restaurant on December 16th. We have Soup de Cure, where we're going to feature some reggae music. We're going to actually have Fire Train Reggae Band here. And it's a soup competition to raise funds for Caribbean Education Initiative. We do a lot of fundraising activities here in the community. We give to youth organizations and activities, primarily funded by Tim Duncan, the guy who people says does nothing for the Virgin Islands, but does a tremendous amount through Caribbean Education Initiative.
You guys went to school together, right?
Actually, no, we live in Catherine's Rest together.
Oh, you live in Catherine's Rest. Okay.
But we worked out, we played ball together.
Right, so you were good friends.
Great friends, and still to this day. So very proud of him and his accomplishments, and very proud to be the instrument used to help others in the Virgin Islands and hopefully get them on the right path. So just today I saw some kids boxing in Frederiksted. I didn't even know it was going on, and we committed to give them some equipment in February.
Good.
And that's all done courtesy of Tim Duncan. This weekend we had tennis play days to introduce.
I saw that for the young children up to age 12.
And with Ricky Plaskett, and that was funded by Tim. So we do a lot of things, and we plan to do a lot more.
He has a foundation.
Well, really the foundation works through our nonprofit. Nicole Hutchins is the president.
Okay.
I'm the vice president in actuality, but Nicole is off island, so I do a majority of the work.
Okay.
But we introduced the Women Wise Conference for young women, because I think it's a little lost that our women, our young girls are at risk, same as the men. We just label the young men as at-risk youths, and we kind of forget what's going on with the young ladies as well. So that's why we introduced Women Wise, and for that conference we brought Mother Nile and Cecile, and we introduced the reggae stars to the young ladies, and we're going to do that again this year. But musically, we're bringing some of the classic calypso bands back together on December 31st for Rock the Dock.
Which I can't wait for.
Yes.
I was a hot, sweaty mess last year.
Did you go last year?
Yes. Enforcement's band was like one of my favorite bands in the whole world, right?
From where?
Enforcement's
No, from where?
From Mommy Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
From Mommy Joe.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Mommy Joe.
Right.
I just said I am not going to the village in Mommy Joe. I don't have a problem with who come out of Mommy Joe or the people in Mommy Joe. Yes, I thoroughly loved Enforcement Band. And I remember going to the very first Juve Mommy Joe ever had was with Enforcement's Band. I was there. Right, I had a blast.
And you have a blast.
Mommy Joe was a completely different place then when I was there falling in. But the Rock the Dock last year was, I had a blast because I was a band for Enforcements. I really was. You asked somebody related to me how bad I was for them. And so when I heard that they were coming, remember I called you, and I was like, okay, I have to go to that. And so you would not have recognized me.
I would not have recognized you.
No, you would not.
Do I know this guy?
There's no shame. It's okay. It's a band. I had a blast. It was festival.
Right,
Only
it's
one
festival.
day.
It's a festival.
Look, I didn't see nobody representing. So
That don't mean they didn't see you.
Actually, that's not true though.
oh well, that's true.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but-
I mean, no, the other kind of people I represent.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, but this year you're going to have enforcement ban, right?
Right. We're gonna
And
have
what are the other two?
enforcement.
Who are the other two?
Well, we're going to have enforcement. We're going to have 17 plus.
Good band.
And we're going to have Bio International.
Those are my
Good.
cousins.
So these are comeback bands, though.
Yes, they're all
Correct.
comeback bands.
Yeah.
We kind of started the reunion.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that we kind of pioneered in the market. We did 17 plus in
A few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago. I don't want to get a date wrong. I want to say it's 2007. We had close to 2,000 people there. So we're looking forward to it. 17 plus, of
Nice.
course.
Yeah.
You know, they were a big band out of St. Thomas.
They sure were.
We're really more popular in St. Croix than St. Thomas. So we're going to be happy to bring them back. And the funny thing, or the interesting thing about this event is that it's a competition.
Oh.
So we're going to have text codes where you could text your
Oh,
favorite band that
goodness.
night and they're going to win an extra X amount of dollars. So essentially the bands are playing for $8,000.
Wow.
So it's going to be quite a happening.
Then.
I'm going to give you some insight
Yeah, let's hear it.
on this event that's going down December 31st, right? Attorney Henderson, the hot, sweaty mess, as he described himself.
I was. This,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to even pretend like it didn't happen.
Right.
It did.
So I'm walking through the dance, making sure everything is okay. And Attorney Henderson says, "You know what you need to do next year?" And I said, "What?" He said, "You need to do 17 plus enforcements on value." And my immediate response to him was, "Hell no.
He did.
It's not going to happen. It costs too much money."
He did.
And
You
somehow,
had
365 days later.
Reconsider. You had to reconsider it, huh?
Yeah, but
So all of you listening, watching this show, who bought your tickets, thank me for the fact that you're having a Rock the Dark with these three bands.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, essentially, yeah.
Headed up by enforcement ban out of Montbijou. Place
Estate
that he said he won't.
I thought it was an estate, but okay. I'll go with you because you're from Montbijou. So if you said it's not, then I'll go with that. But no, I think that Rock the Dark is...
But no, I'm actually pulling your leg.
Other-
It is a statement.
That's what I thought. Okay.
It is.
Other than those three bands, what else is going to be at the Rock the Dark event?
Well, what I like about the event is that, you know, we do things and we learn from maybe our mistakes or better yet, our shortcomings. Last year, we wanted to pay homage to enforcement, and we had Daddy Jones and the crew afterwards. So we had Express before that. And we didn't want the DJs to play while the bands were playing, so the bands could have that attention. At that point, it wasn't everybody that wanted to hear a particular band, so it didn't go over as well as we had anticipated. But it was really out of my respect to those
Right.
bands that we did that. This year, you know, we've done very well with the early ticket sales, and we feel that we'll have the volume where we could sustain two parties at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So we're actually bringing DJ Barry Hyde from Miami. He's one of the top soca DJs in the world. We're bringing Chubby out there, Super Tracks, and DJ Pete out of St. Thomas, who is a wicked old school DJ. I've brought, you know, Kid Capri, Biz Marquee, but those caliber of DJs, and I can honestly say that Pete is on that level. So when he gets in the right setting, you know, he really, you know, he does the stunts, the tricks, cuts up records.
So you're set up for two parties at the same time.
Correct.
You'd be on one end and the other end.
That's right. So you'll have one on the eastern side and another one on the western side.
Okay.
We're also working on a native son charter boat that's going
Okay.
to bring some Saint-Tomians. What I've found in
For the
Saint-
function, you mean?
Yeah, for the function. And what I've found in St. Thomas and being there, it's not everywhere you could hear 105 on St. Croix. And that's something that I truly miss, and is one of the few regrets that I have. But if you ever get an opportunity to listen to my show, I am a Crucian on a St. Tomian radio station. I haven't changed. I highlight some of the facts and some of the disparities between the two islands. For example, today St. Thomas had 18,700 and something cruise ship passengers to our zero. And every day I keep score and I highlight it. And I think for far too long it's been shoved under the rug. And we have so many people in St. Thomas who have never been to St. Croix.
Yeah, you would be surprised.
And this, honestly, believe it or not, this is one of the
I
things
believe that.
that Rock the Dock is trying to bridge that gap. And in actuality, we are trying to make Rock the Dock an event on the same level with Joseph Van Dyke's New Year's Eve party, where it's internationally recognized. It's the same seaport with the dock and their dock.
So where are they going to be docking when they come over?
They're going to be docking, and I'm not very good with my directions, but they're going to be, and if this is east,
The north.
the north. Yeah.
On the north.
Yeah, so they're going to dock on the north side of the dock where the pilot boat usually
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Again,
And they're going back when the next morning?
it's the same morning. So the jam normally ends when the sun comes up around 7
So
o'clock.
at least it'll have sunrise. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So they'll go back.
Don't come sunrise, you know. Come in the night that goes into the sunrise.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it, honestly. It's
You don't
gonna
want to
be-
miss it.
And, the
your
things-
band from your hometown is going to be homes, you know, estate going to be there, and you want to
They're going to be
support them.
starring, sure. Sure.
But you know, some of the things that we're working with former Miss St. Croix, Shaniqua Robinson, some of the sites, some of the things that
Who's
you're
here
gonna
today?
see. Who happens to be here? But the things that you're gonna see, you know, it's gonna really blow your mind.
Nice.
Well, you know, Natalie also was a Miss St. Croix.
Correct.
She doesn't want to wear her crown. We asked her to wear her crown
That's
tonight.
unfortunate. Why
But she
not?
doesn't want to wear her crown, but she was Miss St. Croix, and she will be participating in the festival this year, as well as all the others who's probably still alive and
Yeah.
here.
I think they found
participate.
quite a few, about 25 to 30 something. So.
And you know, our CEO, Narcisse Springer, her grandmother, just two time was the first Miss St. Croix. So
That's
60 years ago,
60
the
years
first
ago.
Miss St. Croix. And so, very interesting how that's all panning out. But like I said, I think that you have done some wonderful things in the territory. And I think this Rock the Dock is fairly still new, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, how many years? Is it third?
This is going to be the fourth year,
fourth year.
the third that I've been
in doing it.
organizing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to enjoy myself for sure. Of course, I have to go to church first. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need
and
it.
praise the Lord.
Yeah, you're gonna.
And then when I'm done praising the Lord for the new year,
There you
then I
go.
will enjoy myself
I
and rock
never
the Dock.
understood that either, you know.
What? What you understand?
Which I engaged in it too, but I still can understand it.
What?
We go to church. We have the midnight, you know, the bells, the church bells ring in the midnight in church. And I remember us in church with the halters and everything, with the jacket over it. And as soon as you come out of church and the bells finish and you finish with it, you draw off the jacket and you down to your halters and you go in a party.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
Well,
difference.
it's better than not going at all.
What about
Well,
that?
that's true. Well, I don't know because see, I go to church all year, so
Yeah, well, that
this is just
may
yet
be
another
a
time for me.
little, maybe.
I mean, I know some who come to church for that
Yeah,
night.
because the
So I am not
you
on
ever
that
see-
level, right?
You ever see a church on New Year's Eve
And Christmas.
and
Yeah.
Christmas Eve
Yeah, it's always packed.
bursting at the walls? Where are those people all year round?
I don't know. I'm not one of them, so I'm there all year. So,
But he does go.
but I go to rock
from
the dock.
church to
Yeah.
rock the dock.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually change first.
So he actually
Because what I have to wear rock the dock, I can't wear in church. So
Okay.
I have to go change my clothes.
So there's
I'm in
a
rare form
distinction.
tonight.
Yes.
I don't know
Yes,
what.
you are.
He's not like others who
So there was a
have-
long day at work.
Good
It was a
jackets.
long day at work today. So yeah.
Okay.
So everything is confirmed. Everybody's ready to go.
Everybody's ready.
Security is going to be tight
Definitely.
because I don't want anybody
Definitely.
stopping this thing all day.
Definitely. We've taken a lot of measures that, and normally our events are very safe. We don't.
That's
the
true.
one
That is
shortcut
true.
that we don't take. You know, we learned from that also previously. And now, you know, we have a select group of guys. You know, sometimes you hire guys, and when the party's sweet, they're talking to a young lady. And, you know, we found the kind of guys that are really there to work. So, you know, we've taken some extra measures considering what's going on in our community. We're not oblivious to the fact. And we've taken the necessary precautions because we want this to be a party that people remember for the rest of their lives for all the right reasons.
And no violence, right?
None whatsoever. Where can people get their tickets if they haven't gotten their tickets for Rock the Dock yet and for Soup to Cure? Where can they get their tickets?
Well, Soup the Cure, actually, we won't be selling tickets for Soup the Cure.
Okay.
It's
Just
$10
show up.
for adults, $5 for children.
Or you just show up
Yeah,
at
it is a
Okay.
fundraiser.
And it's going to be here at Reminisce.
And it's going to be here at Reminisce, December 16th. The key thing with the soup competition is that you have the opportunity to win $1,000. So not only are you helping us raise money, but you're also helping yourself. $1,000 for first place, $500 for second, $250 for third. And it really is a great event. The camaraderie between the chefs, you see them talking and tasting each other's handiwork. And
are they making it on the spot?
No, you bring your
your stuff and
you just keep it warm.
And then they're selling the $1.
50 cents per taste.
50 cents per taste.
And it is a great event. Last year we had somebody bring a pool table as part of their presentation. Folks really get down on this. Sancoche, I mean, it's all genres. So you're gonna have a callaloo winner, you're gonna have a red pea soup winner,
so there is
divisions. Right, and then from those you're gonna have your overall winner that gets the money.
Okay, good.
Now, are these soups gonna be like authentic?
When you say authentic,
Yeah, people making up stuff around here.
Yeah,
and calling
it's
soup.
their creativity.
And so,
well, luckily I can't compete. I mean, I would be personally taking chunky soups, some adobo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that ain't soup.
No, you got folks that really going
make
to
it from scratch, but their version of it. So they would have various versions.
I mean, we're talking about
versions of the callaloo soup.
let me put it this way.
Gloria Joseph.
Okay, well, good. Okay, because I don't want to see anybody making red pea soup with smoked turkey, because that ain't red pea soup.
Well,
that's just beans with smoked turkey.
But that's a different category.
No, it's not. It is not red pea soup. If you don't eat pork, then you don't eat red pea soup. That's my position. Then what you're making is something that has smoked turkey in it. If you don't eat pork anymore, then you don't eat red pea soup.
But it's not called red pork soup.
It's called red pea soup. And as part of red pea soup, pork is a required ingredient. And so if you don't eat pork, then you don't eat red pea soup.
But ain't just like callaloo. It got seafood callaloo and it got pork callaloo.
Because I'm going around the place making up things for people. But I like authentic. I like authentic things.
There will be authentic red pea soup here, as well as there will be, I'm sure,
creative versions of the soups.
Okay.
And tickets for Rock the Dock, you can get them at Urban Threads.
Yes. Okay.
Rhythms. My favorite spot, Armstrong Ice Cream.
Yes.
We actually had some Armstrong Ice Cream this evening. And in St. Thomas, you can get your tickets at Urban Threads, and you can get the boat combo, which is the round trip boat fare and the ticket for the event for $70.
For those coming from
until December 17th.
That's not bad at all. Prior to December 17th. Yeah. After December 17th, what are your prices? If you still have tickets left.
$75 maybe for the boat, $80 tops. But and the boat has to have the minimum requirement of people to travel.
Sure. So you're marketing it early, but held back, right?
Yeah. Well, we started selling tickets from July 17th.
So that should be good.
On July 17th, we sold 230 tickets for
That's good. Because we don't have any problem getting boats to come over for agriculture fair, so hopefully you should get,
That's our hope.
Okay. Well, I'm excited about, I'm actually excited about festival period.
Yeah.
Because we had Davis and Charlemagne from the festival committee on the show, I think 2 weeks ago, and giving us a synopsis of all that's happening. And I'm really excited about this festival. I just hope that everything goes off well, that nobody does anything they're not supposed to do. I know we've been laughing tonight, but I'm really serious about that. I want to make sure people are safe out there, and that there's nothing that's going to mar or stain this festival for this year.
Especially it being our big 60th. We want you to join us and really celebrate, but really celebrate safe and clean. We don't want to lose any lives. We don't want to have any families grieving and mourning. We want to have good, clean, safe, fun for the 60th.
Yeah.
Well, the 60th carnival went off relatively eventful in terms of anything negative. The VIPD did a tremendous job. We don't expect anything less this year.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Excellent.
To their carnival.
That's right. They had their
don't
big
feel the
60th
same.
this past April. And now
I just think that if you miss carnival when Friday was alive, then you've kind of missed it. There's no kind of recreating that event.
And I guess that's the theme of today's show.
And he's talking about.
So
you tell me.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But he's talking about
Nick Daddy Friday of Jamban and Indian Movements and all that crew. And
just for those of us.
Well, I still think that this
it's great.
This year's carnival, honestly, the music was the best it's been in a long time.
Good.
Since the passing of Friday, I think you had a lot of people trying to follow in his footsteps, which it wasn't. It's not attainable. I agree. I think the music really came a long way, and guys like your next guest, are responsible for that.
So when we come back, we're gonna have AJ Ventura. So we're gonna get into the music, the now part.
The now part. And then we go back to the then part.
And we go to the then part.
None other than King Derby.
Yeah, but he's still kind of new though. Because I want to hear about this one song that he has now. We'll wait till he comes on.
Yeah, but he could also give us the history of the den as well.
That's true.
Where we came from. So.
Okay. Well, we'll be back in a minute. Good evening and welcome back to VI Voices. We are here discussing festival and what's coming up with it and festival music then and now. And so we just was discussing a lot of matters with Rashidi Clenance, and now we have with us Mr. AJ Ventura, who we're going to talk about, the now part of festival music. And he is no stranger to festival music, and so we want to welcome you. This is your first time on VI Voices, so we welcome. Hopefully it won't be your last.
I hope it's my last.
Well, good. So talk to us about what your experiences have been in festival and with music, and I know that you started at a very young age.
Yeah.
So let us know a little bit for those, I don't know who wouldn't know, but for those who don't know who you are, I don't know who you are.
Well, my first stint in festival was Prince, 1994, 1995. I was Festival Prince, along with Halima Robot. And
I remember that.
Yeah.
I do too.
Apparently it was memorable.
Yeah.
But she don't remember that you now 105.3.
Imagine
Well, let me forget that. But
I'm
let's
not.
go.
Well, go ahead.
So yeah, then I was in Pan Connection for I think 4 or 5 years. I was a drummer from 3rd grade. So that was I think they said that was the first time I ever had a drummer from 3rd grade. I started playing instruments at a really young age. Being at my dad, and his whole side of the family are musicians. And I did that up until probably 6th grade, and then I wanted to do other things. So I always been around Via International and digital band, from a very young age. So one year Alwyn just said, "Yo, you want to be in a band? Because you always around, Because he was like a big brother to me." So I started playing drums in Via International at 14 years old, and then when the band broke up, I went ahead and started Extortion Band, and that was a highlight of my life at that point, because that was my dream from a young age.
Because you won road march, didn't you?
Yeah, we won 2 back-to-back road marches.
The first time you came out?
First time, less than a year. Yeah.
What year was that?
That was 2003.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you won again the following year.
With Gasoline. The first one was Energy, the second one was Gasoline.
Which is my favorite song from Extortion Band.
I remember.
That is like my absolute favorite song from Extortion Band.
Yeah.
It's
and
Energy.
I'd like to piggyback on that just to toot my homeboy horn a little bit. Energy, he actually performed and opened up for Marshall Montana.
Really?
Yeah.
And the next year, he came out with Jumbi, which is patterned after Energy. And that he was such a young brother from St. Croix.
I was 15.
That made music that Trinidad, the capital of soca, wanted to mimic.
And Marshall Montana.
I mean, and I'm glad that he said that, because I never want to say it. Cause
well, I'm gonna say it.
Why?
Yeah.
Because
what?
That's
they're gonna say,
phenomenal.
he only sang
But that's
that
a
one.
highlight. That's a
I mean,
highlight
yeah,
in
I mean,
your
for me,
accomplishment.
Well, you know that, one of my rules. You're on Facebook, right? You said I issue rules every once in a while. And one of my rules is I do not diminish my life so others can feel better. And so you don't diminish what greatness you're doing so that people don't feel bad.
No. Ain't for their well-being.
But who else is gonna, if you don't do it, then who will do it?
I guess me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can all do it, but recognize that you are extremely talented, and so nothing is wrong with you saying that this is what happened, and as a
Exactly.
result of this is what happened.
And to add to that, everybody has a gift. That's your gift. And it's not a gift if you can't share it with the world. So if you just keep it inside,
But more of the time,
it really doesn't
Absolutely.
serve its purpose here on earth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you got to do what you got to do.
But I remember Marshall Montano when he was 8, and his son was they said too young to soca,
I heard about
and he was in the village. In fact, Frederickside Village was the first place he came. He came to the Virgin Islands.
Oh, you were 8.
No, he was 8.
He was 8.
He was 8.
I heard about
and he
that.
was on the festivals. That's when festival things, everything used to happen in the
Right,
village.
right.
And thing was free.
Right. And it was free.
Yeah, everything
Sorry,
happened in the
I'm not
village.
paying free.
Well, no, I'm not talking about your event, but I mean in the village. Things happened in the
Right.
village.
Yeah, definitely.
So you went to the village. Calypso show was in the village. I mean,
Yeah.
everything was happening
A lot of
there.
events were in the
actually in the village itself. And so I remember him being 8 years old. I was like, oh my God, that boy gonna be really, really good when he gets older, and he's really, really good.
He is one of the
As
top
you are gonna be really,
performers.
really good. So you made it back to Trinidad.
Yeah.
Did a video and your stuff has
Really?
been on iTunes, not iTunes, whatever the version of Trinidad.
Yeah,
iTunes is.
TrinidadTunes.com.
Okay,
Yeah.
you were like number 1.
Was it
What number
Trinidad
were you?
too?
I ain't gonna lie, I have no idea what number.
You were.
Okay, that was number 1.
You didn't know, but in researching for today, you were.
Okay.
So meaning
in
it
Trinidad,
number 1 on the
right?
chart?
And that was recent. That's not
Yeah, that's
like
the-
a long
this
time
year
ago.
just
This
passed.
is
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's Spirit of Carnival is the song we're talking about now.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs to date because it embodies
Wow.
everything that is Carnival. I really took my time with that, and I didn't really take a lot of time writing it. You know, everything just came naturally.
So you actually compose too?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I'm a producer, engineer, composer, session musician.
He's all
That
talented.
is
Clenance,
commendable.
He's a
And it's
Ventura.
one of our own locals.
Absolutely.
You know,
And that's why I'm not disappointed, but I'm kind of disappointed that I'm talking about the now because I'm more of a then man than a.
Well, you can talk about it
exist
too.
then.
Well, okay.
What then you talking about?
flavor.
Just like King Dirty and others.
Well, yeah,
but you weren't.
Yeah,
you didn't
but I'm gonna
exist
explain.
then. But I know you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person, especially with my music. I like to know where I've been, to know where I'm going.
Sure.
Right.
And
Sure.
I always incorporate, styles from back then
Right.
into my music now.
Okay.
You know?
Well, let me ask this question. Any of you can answer it. What do you all think about the kind of music, the caliber of music that's coming out
I can
now,
answer it.
as opposed to what
Let's
we
hear
do from
both
before?
versions. Let's hear both
I'm
versions.
definitely gonna answer that question, and I'm glad the atmosphere of the show ain't like a prim and proper because I sometimes I get like extremely disappointed because I know when I was growing up, I used to look up to Al Baptiste and the bigger heads in Virginia's music that you should be looking up to. Stanley. I used to be around Stanley. I used to be around Digital. I used to be around Express, Vayo, and the younger musicians that are coming up now, they don't do that. They look at each other, and when you look at your friend, they're looking at somebody on TV that's looking at somebody younger than him. It's not gonna work because the experience isn't
Limited.
there. Yeah,
It's limited.
And sometimes it just disappoints me that musicians, and it's not to say that they don't have the talent, because I've been around a band. I ain't gonna even say the name, but they're extremely talented, but they consistently play 14 jams, and I'm like, why? Your music is not going to go where it needs to be. When I had Extortion, we only played for I think 2 teen jams. Our classmates used to call we the old people band, but I used to say, you can't come to our events. You can't come to our events because it's like older people, and that's the thing that I really miss about the music now. I mean, not all of it is bad, but some of it is just like I'm at home listening or in the car and I'm like, are you serious? And I just turn the radio station.
You're right. Right. If I hear one more rhythm, Bax are going to scream.
Yeah,
That ain't attached to some kind of instrument.
Exactly, because that was going to be my next.
To hear it. Now, I'm very careful about how I criticize the new music, the music happening now, because I'm not sure if it's because I'm older and I'm missing it, or what it is. But I remember younger or festivals from a while ago that by now, unless it's happening and I missed it, you already knew what the songs were coming off a festival, like from in the summer for a festival. And so you will get yourself ready, and it accompanied a dance, so you have to go around the dance so you can do the thing properly. I don't feel like I'm getting that now, unless there are songs out there and I just don't know what they are. I don't feel like I know what the festival music is going to be. I don't feel like I know that when I go to the parade, this is the one song I know I'm going to hear every true playing as they're coming down before the reviewing stand. Last year, to tell you the truth, I don't even know what the road was last year. I don't even know who was playing what song in the parade that would be a road march song. I know there was a road march winner, but I don't know who the song belonged to.
I don't know either. I mean, there's sometimes years in the past
was
it stands out.
Was it? Okay.
It stood out, and you kind of know because you heard it like a broken record type thing, and you more or less know.
Exactly.
Now it's kind of like.
But the climate also has changed. I mean, back then, bands could organize events with minimum security, minimum expense. We had the Lagoon Jams, you had your Enforcement Screamers Park, and that lends to you learning the songs
Right,
from
you're
them.
in that
Because
earlier on.
they started live in a little styly, and then you build it
But
up
it also
to
had a
each
lot
other.
of free jams.
Right, but that's what I'm
And we
saying.
ain't having free jams like before.
Because you can't-
Everything is paid 25 and 20
Right,
years ago, so
but-
that went in an hour.
Yeah, but back then your free jam to any of those venues that I just mentioned. You remember ever getting sought? You ever remember security?
No.
Right, that's a real expense that you have to incur right now.
And you have to have it.
You have to have it. You can't take that chance
You can't,
anymore.
yeah, that's
Bands
true.
don't own their own equipment like back then.
You have to
That's
rent the
true.
equipment.
You gotta
That is
rent your
true.
equipment. I
There
mean, that's
is a
expensive.
cost and expense if you want to put on something worthy of the people going and say, no, it was well put together and I enjoyed myself. You got to put something out.
Definitely.
So it's.
But wouldn't that be part of what being a band is all about? Is the fact that you need to have the resources and the funds to
Well, I mean,
get
it's a
your
plus.
music out? people can hear it.
But these are not full-time bands. I think these are bands that.
Well, them band weren't full-time band either. A lot of them were in school. A lot of them had jobs. They weren't full-time bands either.
I mean, if you want to do it the right way, yeah,
I would think
that's
so.
part of it. Yes, you should.
Or I mean,
But what about the social commentary that seems to be missing from a lot of the songs?
And that's another thing. I mean, what are they writing about?
Well, I've asked that for years.
What are they writing about? I
How old are
am
you?
25 on
And I'm glad you
Thursday.
asked that. Big
Yeah.
time. And when?
Thursday.
Are you trying to remind me when your birthday is? Oh, okay.
Can't kill two birds with one stone.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that at your age, because I didn't think that it was me that was missing something because I'm older. That I was missing something from the social commentary
you know,
of these songs. And that's why I said if you missed Friday, you kind of missed something. It's almost like Handos. I don't care. Y'all can have whatever union you want from now to forever, right?
I can just put that out.
It's not going to. It's not the same. No matter what you do, it's not. You can't recreate handles. I don't care how you do it. You could have it anywhere else, unless you're going on King Street upstairs, which you can't go anymore because that's a law office now.
That's somebody. Right,
It's a law office now. Unless you're gonna go there
It's crazy.
and bring back who I would used to go all the time, you just can't get that feel again. And I feel that way about people like Friday. That if you didn't see him live jumping up and down and you didn't hear his music, you just don't feel what it was like to. I can hear a song from him from whatever year, 1990, whatever, and know every single word from that song. I don't feel like I can do that with the songs that are coming out now.
I mean, but that's with any genre of music. I think we're unfair to our local artists by comparing them to Friday, because we have this complex here in the Virgin Islands where we diminish somebody's greatness because we know them, because they live here, they're from here. Nick Friday was one of the greatest of all time, period. I mean, you can put him up against the likes of guys from Trinidad, wherever. It's like,
And he's respected by.
ain't nobody will say they're gonna be another Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to expect another Nick Friday is inferior.
Well, I'm not sure it's so much to expect a Nick Friday. It's so much where you can learn from what he did and develop yourself as your own person.
But see, I think a lot of people try to get into that pattern, and when they fell short and it didn't work, they abandoned the good attributes of it. And they determined that, you know what, we're going to go with our own style. And they try to now remove themselves as far away from that, which...
What are some of the songs that are now within the season that we may not know that we should be looking out for this festival season? I don't know. That's what I'm
There's a lot. I mean, AJ has a great song, Till the Last Dance.
Why you say?
Because he wanted to sing.
Okay.
And you know what I said? I actually, his first stage show, if I'm mistaken, I actually hired AJ for his first stage show. A song that he's very ashamed of and will never want me to mention.
What is that?
Called Teenage Love. Okay. But it was a great song, and it performed with Kevin Little. And you know what I like the most? I like
Kevin Little?
Yeah.
The one that had that one song?
Yeah, that one song. Johnny Young.
That was really good.
It was a huge hit. He made millions of that song. But one of the things I like the most, I've brought a lot of people who are very famous and made it. But I like when I could say, you know what, AJ performed his first show.
Yes.
I mean, that just make me feel good.
What is that song? Teenage what?
I'm not ashamed of the song. I mean, it was good for 14-year-old, but when I hear it now, I'm like, yeah. You know, because, I mean, I listen to music different from a regular consumer or another. I listen to it from a producer's aspect of it. That too loud, that you need to change that out. That's what I listen to.
You're doing too much.
Yeah,
You're doing too much.
That's just my actual way of listening to music.
So what are some of the songs? You said AJ has Say the Last Dance, right? And
Dennis the Menace has some songs.
Dennis the Menace,
Dirty Laundry.
We used to play with it.
You used to play with it. Out of Escape.
Okay. And the song is Dirty Laundry.
Dirty Laundry.
Okay.
He has some new songs that he just released yesterday.
Okay.
That will jump in the mix as well.
Okay.
And he has a song. What's the name of it? That was Showbreed. The show breeds song, there's something about it to musicians, to radio personalities. Yeah, it's different, but it's familiar.
Yeah, exactly. One thing about and it sounds, I mean, he's a crazy lyricist. Yeah.
I mean, he's
Good. So, anybody else?
Yeah.
No, you're talking about Chantal.
Oh, it's Chantal.
She has a song called Heels, and she's a former listener.
I like her song.
The Heels song is awesome.
I'm trying to do that. You know the songs.
I'm kind of happy with it.
Okay, anybody else?
Poison do some interesting things with their band, really involved in that, like people really sing to go with the mix of it, hardcore colors.
But so we don't have any of the traditional bands that we know. Bring stuff like stuff.
I heard that song from
Express have Pump Your Fist, and that's Express.
I didn't hear that one.
Express continues to like revolutionize and change with the music. They change with the time. Fist Pump is very
But
progressive.
don't we also do that digital? We have,
Well, I don't know that they've released yet. Fusion has a social commentary song that I mentioned.
Okay.
UNB hasn't released yet.
No.
we have another band too.
Not yet.
I haven't heard any music.
So there's still a few that's probably evolving. You know the usual last minute.
Like I said, I'm excited with this festival
I'm
season.
excited too.
I really want to hear what's going on.
Spectrum releasing and that's the one thing that never existed before. A lot of the St. Thomas bands never did music for us.
And what about Recession? I like that. Alison John.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break and be back with some more discussion. And we'll have King Drip with us. Good evening and welcome back to VI Voices. We've been having such a good time on the show, we decided to extend the show, so we are doing a second part to this wonderful show of VI Voices, festival music then and now. As you can see, we did bring on set King Derby, but before we get to King Derby, I wanted to just finish up that last part of comments we were having regarding the music I'd asked, and there was one group of music that we left out that you were going to talk about.
Kylo and Styly Band, Pick It Up, that's a big song right now, and they just did a remix with Planet 6, formerly known as Rock City, and we have Daddy Jones put some two hands in the air.
Right.
Okay.
And Daddy Jones actually produced the Heel song.
The Heel song.
That you were talking
Okay,
about.
got it.
And Jones is actually like one of the first modern day guys to get on a VP compilation.
Yeah.
So he's been pushing, Calypso in the Virgin Islands.
Excellent.
Good.
And,
Sounds good. What are they picking up?
anything, but I'm hoping that the young girls picking up some school books as well.
I hope so too.
What's the name of the song? Is Pick Up?
It's
Pick It Up.
Pick
Pick
it
It
up.
Up.
Pick It Up.
Pick it up.
Is there a dance that goes with this? Pick
Oh
it
yeah,
up?
definitely.
Of course,
Just act like something drop, bend over and pick it up. That's the lyrics to the song. So I mean, however
Something
you
drop, bend over, pick it up.
Yeah.
Act
Oh.
like
Act
something.
like something
drops.
drop, bend over, pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pumpa also has some good songs out as well.
Why isn't he looking so lost?
I'm lost because they don't make no sense.
I mean,
I mean, it's the song might sound nice. The beat is probably good. Pretend like something drop and pick it up.
Act like
But you know what, dog? Let me not say that. You know why I'm saying that? Because I'm older. Because people had us dancing like horses in the 90s. So I can't.
Stuff that
So
you know.
yeah. So I can't say that anything is wrong with dropping something and picking it up. I just want to know what they were dropping and picking up.
anything.
anything.
I mean, I
Anything.
get requests for that song, and the young lady.
They like the lyrics,
They call
or they like
and
the
they say, "Rashidi, I just dropped my pencil. I need to pick it up." That's my cue to play the song.
I like that.
It's just it is what it is.
So that might be a good contender for festival Road March.
I mean,
Does it have the beat
Probably.
for that?
Yeah, does it have the
Well,
beat
I
for
mean,
it?
beat that goes with it too.
It has the drive.
Ain't fast enough.
No, it's.
I mean,
It's fast.
Well, in your opinions, what? In your opinion, I'm not sure. Can you say it?
it's like
Can you say this as a radio personality? I don't know. But what, in your opinion, is the song that you've heard so far that is like, okay, that might be the song that the troops are going to be playing because it has a good beat to it?
But I know there are not enough songs out.
Oh, him or?
Oh, I don't know. Any of you?
I think most
If you can
songs
answer it
are not
without-
out yet, are they?
I mean, it's still young. It'd be hard to say.
Yeah.
Well, how about Young and Festival? I don't
Make
understand.
up the band and bring out the songs, yeah.
So when does festival start? I don't. That's what I don't understand. Shouldn't I already know what the songs are, so I'm ready to kind of?
Yeah, you should. Well,
Okay. Well, you,
my
if you don't
favorite
know,
song
you don't have to answer, but-
right now I could see Dennis the Menace. I mean, just because that's my favorite, musically. I mean, they have everything from the spectrum,
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, the most melody I could hear is Steve Panning playing that they're easier than.
Right. That was my
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
It would be easier for the steel pans
To play that.
than pick it up.
Okay.
Then
Well,
pick it up.
okay. Well,
Well,
Not
let's,
that pick it up don't sound good.
I got you.
well, I haven't heard it yet, so that means tomorrow I'm going to be listening
All right.
to hear it.
you can hear the 105 jam?
That's correct.
Yes, I can hear it. Okay. Well, tonight we have with us, I guess we'll call him a legend in the field of calypso and King Derby.
Yeah.
This is your first time on the show. I want to thank you for coming on. This is a special show. We're talking about music then and now. And you have been around festival for quite some time. And I've seen it all, I guess we can say. What do you think about what's been going on with music since you started to where we are now?
Well, the music have changed. The car structures and everything has changed. When in my time we had a lot of 7 augmented, diminished cards. It was more of the, as I said, the car structure of the song, and then the calypsonian sing around those melodies. It was more melodious then than now. Now it's only two cards. We don't tap.
You talking about the beat?
No.
Okay.
So it don't have really much. You pick, for example, in the 5th-seater steel band, have approximately 350 members in Trinidad. For a arranger to arrange 2 cards, it could be annoying to me. I've nothing against the music,
Right.
but it's harder. So that creates a big difference. And then, as I said, the melody around it to fit to all those cards, it take more of a person with that kind of talent. To me, anybody could sing and becomes a star now because of only 2 cards. You don't.
Say that again. Yeah, I want them to hear it. Say that again. I agree with you completely.
Anybody that have a little decent voice could come and start today. In my time, it was lyrics and melody. So if you can sing around that thing, that card structure, using problem, then lyrics, as a calypsonian standpoint, lyrics were our strength, not the music. It was more
So you're
entertaining.
more focusing on the words that.
Right. In other words, we don't need music to entertain a crowd. You could say, go outside music.
I just think on King Lear when he said that.
And you sing and you could entertain. The majority are the calypsonian. You put them to entertain what they don't sing about. And then the stick in a gear is politics. So how could I put you, I'm not belittling the calypsonian, but how could I put you to entertain for an hour and a half and everything you sing is politics?
Right.
You don't have nothing to sing. And I have a little problem with that. I write approximately 20 to 25 songs per year. For children, I'm not talking for myself. that is creativity. You got to be able to create
Right. Because you do that, you're talking like for the young.
the young.
That competes in the
junior
what do you call it? The
Calypsonians?
junior Calypsonians.
Ideally from
levels,
3 years
Kiwis.
up. Yeah.
And you have the Wheel and Seed program still?
Right, that's the band.
Okay.
And I dealing with children at 3 years
Isn't
old
that difficult to get a 3-year-old
to sing, and you have to write that one
at their level?
could understand. No, I normally ask them what they want to sing about. I don't write nothing and give them. So right now I have to write around what they want. So it's easier for them to take it in, to learn it,
Because it's something that they like.
because that is what they want.
Right.
And it's not an easy job to write for children.
I can imagine. But you've been doing it for how many years now?
I did it from about 70, after the house melt in 78, I was writing
After the Auschwitz from where?
from the Calypso competition. The last time I competed was 1978,
Really?
when
That's
I
a lot,
won my 7 consecutive crowns,
Oh yes.
and then
Wow.
I had 4, and so I won 11 crowns.
So no wonder. See how he earned
So in
his own
1978, they stopped you from
Yeah, they
being
tell
a
me if
coach.
I don't compete, they finish.
Because at that point he had won 7 consecutive crowns.
Right. And
And had 4 from before. So you had
Four from
11 total.
11 total. So I see where part of the level have dropped. When I started between the Fighters, the Sparrow, the Melodies. I start among the maestros. And I used to run third, fourth, second. Sometimes I believe I went to battle, all right.
Yeah.
But those were more experienced. So I came from that school,
Old school.
the old school, that I had to compete. So when they drop out now, I was so advanced to the rest of them who were coming.
Right, I see.
You understand? Because I was properly beaten up, brutalized, child abuse. I went through everything to reach to the point that I am right now. So I won the first road match. Was in 1979, which was one Louis Jam. We had a
Give me a
problem.
little piece, huh? You remember it?
He played his banjo.
So it's like you used to take all the bands, all the music from Trinidad, and win road march here. And I decided that should stop.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Right.
So I do a all-star with the Kwelbe band and I really don't know what I might get a chorus. Let me jump and dance. This is Sing Cry Festival. Let me jump and dance. This is One Louis Festival. Let me jump and prance. This is Dr. Jane Festival. Let me jump and prance. This is Sing Cry Festival. That was the chorus, but I can't
The
remember.
train was from 79.
At 79. That sounds like trouble to me.
I was being banned from in school. My first time I was being banned in school in 56.
Well, you know what I think is, you know what? I've never heard that, right? But I would have liked somebody to remix that if you would have let them to do it. I mean, just hearing that, not in the way of, I mean, not the one way, but I mean, in the chorus where you're talking about this is St. Croix Festival, I'd have loved to hear somebody recreate that for the festival.
Well, that's in 79.
Wow.
But I was there from in the 50s.
My favorite song for you, by the way, is Man Hold Back, you know.
That was a bad song.
Yeah, right.
That was
That's a hot mess.
That's another Chomod one?
Yeah.
those, but then that was recent.
Right.
But I going back from the days of Wahhabin General, Black Rich and Emerald. That was my first song. My first recording was ILP. And I was in Florida singing. I used to sing for B. Marley's nightclub. It was a Class C nightclub that Frank Sinatra sang there, Jackie Gleason, King Cole, Paul Ankala. We used to sing in the same nightclub. Then during the winter time, I come down to Puerto Rico, sing in Puerto Rico and then go back. So I was among the big stars where lyrics was strength. That's where part entertaining comes in. If you can't entertain, you're not a calypsonian.
I agree with that.
But that's the difference in the music then and now, right there. That's
Yeah.
the synopsis. Right now you could get a wax song, terrible lyrics, but the beat, the rhythm is rhythm driven.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where that transition as it got worse. It's both.
I was just gonna say it's both because
that means we've lost.
I have nothing against the beat.
Really?
Music is music. It's what you're saying within the beat.
Okay.
It has to tell a story.
Right.
Don't get away from that.
exactly.
You don't have to win a Ronaldo by saying wine or bam bam or jump up or raise one. You could sing a nice song that carry a rhythm
Right.
that the Steve
And
Band
that has
could
a
play
meaning to
and
it.
people could sing to answer behind. The fastest has nothing to do with a road march.
Exactly.
You could actually build it up to what tempo you want, but it's what you're singing
Right.
about. That the audience or the people in the street sing.
But when the judges are judging the road march, I assume that that's part of the points.
No.
No.
They judge
It's
and
just frequency. How
they
many times
judge
play it.
how much time,
pass.
how much bands
Yeah.
So
play.
much time demand.
He said they make no sense. A 50 band come down and playing that. That's a road match.
Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah, it's not what you
just
say.
went on, so it's a popularity contest then. It's not about the song or
Oh, no,
itself.
I wish
the
it would- I
lyrics,
wish it would just
and,
like that.
And you know, like for example, when they do it for the King and Queen of the competition band, it's not just about how it looks, it's about the workmanship,
No, they don't have that. Not road
type of
match.
material,
That's
not road
panorama.
match.
everything together.
criteria.
That-
So for the
Right,
road march,
you're right.
it's just who played the most?
Yeah,
That's it.
who come down? I remember my personal friend, we grew up together, we rehearsed together. Archie Buckman was one of the biggest calypso
That's my cousin.
ever been around here.
That was a good
But
song.
in Trinidad, had the national race, and I agree with him. For the public, Galloway win road match. Everybody, all the bands were singing that. But when you reach down now to go into the grand party, after pass a certain point, they had to change the song because the song is considered foreign. They are not going to let you come and win nothing there.
Right.
And I agree with them
You're right.
100%. They protect what is theirs. I remember a year that Milo win Ban on the Road. And they didn't realize that Milo came from the Virgin Islands. And when they realized it, they take it back.
Like you always said, leave people thing alone.
I support your own. We know how to do that. And when I changed that from 79, then Libel came out with Banana Jam.
I still remember that
I remember that song.
Good. Only two Calypsonians have ever win road match. After that, the band take over. It's not the Calypsonian no more.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It used to be
Become a
Calypsonian
band.
win, right? So it's hard for any Calypsonian to win a road match now
Right, because of the
because we don't have a band.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it becomes a band thing now.
It's a band thing. To
It's a band thing now.
win road march. It's
Right.
really a band.
And then you have to, I will have to go in the rhythm that they play. When I say they play, I mean personal.
Them-
Yeah, I know what you mean. That genre of
that-
music
right,
is the
to do it.
tempo
No.
that you have to fit in.
Well, it's not much tempo, but it's the styling
Style,
that they
yeah.
play, the 1 card, 2 card thing that they
Yeah.
play. And it's more of a aerobic thing they playing today. Is how
Aerobic.
for a young
Like Zumba.
for a young fella like me to move like him, or the other boy we name Pumper.
We won't see you again till March.
March, they might not see me at all. And then even say if I do it, they are not going to accept me too much because I'm not from that generation. You was an old timer, you have business there. That is why I know that Al Baptiste is the greatest arranger they got in the Virgin Islands.
Yes, I agree.
Why I love about Al, right? That Al could fit, Al could play wow when they play.
Right. He's diverse.
Right, and he could play quadrille, anything.
Quite big.
These young bands can go there. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. One of my biggest songs that hit the market that young people listen to, one of them, when I sang Blakey, the thing that young people were aware. This one, the last one, what it was, because that take the whole Virgin Island in a storm. When you hear a radio station where they don't play Calypso, which is Oils 95, that was number one for about 3 weeks, 1 and 2. And that's a young people station. I want to hear young people was singing that and was into that. You know, it had to be great.
Yeah, hit a chord.
And that's how the channel was singing. Blakey. And then I'll funk it up.
Yeah.
I'll put in all the little electronic thing and the young people thing. He feel me. When I go to Al, I say, Al, funk it up. Put in all the young people thing in it.
Fix it up. Make it look like a Christmas tree.
Yes. Because I know my lyrics is enough to make
Your
people.
lyrics will do the rest.
Yeah, so you put in the modern thing. That's what they want. Now, right now I'm practicing what they're doing. My lyrics is not going to change.
Right.
Don't change.
My lyrics is my strength as an artist.
Exactly.
And I got to sing to appeal to people, to make people listen, whether you like me or not. It's like when I make Whitey Wine, they ban that. When I make Jehovah Witness and 7 Days Advantage, they ban that. So anything that...
How much are your songs to get banned?
They ban about 16 songs in my career.
Is that your goal, bro? You set out to get banned like
No, I don't purposely.
You don't just sit down and think up these
It's
things.
something, no, I don't purposely.
People like to hide the truth. That's
And
why
I
they
don't
get
hide the
banned.
truth,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
I just come with it.
His one is
Exactly.
raw and unedited.
When,
That's what I like.
yeah, well, you see, that's his calypso.
Sound like us.
You know what? Suppose Rashid thief a dog down the street. Why should I say OJ do it? Ogorong Rashid Rashid he do it, and that is me. I come with it.
Exactly.
I don't go
It's a
wrong.
little too direct.
Ain't got
No,
such thing.
no.
But isn't
No.
that what the Calypsonians are supposed to do? Get banned? I mean, saying things that people don't want
But
others to
16
hear?
songs?
Well,
That's a lot of banning going on.
Yeah, because I'm singing the truth
Exactly.
within what I'm singing. The I know it person, the other so I only want to sing it because he's afraid.
what's the last song you get banned singing?
Blakey.
Blakey was the last one?
And the one before that was Manhole Backing Up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, they go in and they black it. No, it's not the public, or no.
they go at the black.
They black it.
Pun intended.
It's in the public, or no.
In the public
Right.
banner.
It's people in high,
Exactly.
But you have a new song now
yeah.
that might get banned.
No, it passed the time.
It passed? Okay.
They-
So it's in your band.
I know I heard something and I was like, that's
What that song
really-
name? The one that I think might get banned, but you say ain't gonna get banned because it passed.
Yeah,
It passed the litmus test.
put them out.
Pull them out. Okay.
Put them out.
Okay. What that? Yes, you know what? Please, I want to hear a piece.
And it's funny, this song, I didn't get to know it till last week. I went in the studio with the idea, and I improvised the whole thing right in there. So when you improvise in a song, you don't know
I
that
have to remember,
because it come
Naturally.
natural
Organic.
to you.
Just
but it
vibe.
was taped when you improvised.
Yes. So any little things
Right.
will be corrected. So it takes me a time now to learn it.
Okay.
Now if I make a song now, to me I prefer do that. Because it's easier for me.
To remember.
Because for I to write, when I write a song out, I got to study it to know it.
Sure.
That just come out my head. They want me to sing a song about them thieving politician, not me. Me ain't singing no song about them thieving politician. Who should stay and who should go? I tell them me ain't know. All you do is complaining, but we doing nothing. You always a bunch of clowns. You put in them back when November comes. If you want level out, November comes. And if you want sun is out, November coming. And if you want Nelly out, November coming. And if you want Uzi out, November coming. Uzi know he just can't win. That's why he running. Cause the government plenty money for filling up the girl titty.
Everybody okay. I ban in
The litmus test.
So these is the type, and everything that I sing, I don't create this. This was of the before. I could only revive it.
Yeah.
but I didn't say these things.
And highlight it, I must say.
Well, okay. So this is.
But see, I miss those days of hearing those kinds of commentary, honestly. And to hear
You miss those days? You do it every year?
No, I'm not saying, but where you always hear it. I mean, he does it.
Oh,
but I mean,
yeah.
to say where you can see it happening, more and more people are doing it.
Right.
He's right. A lot of people are afraid to do those kinds of songs.
A lot of the guys then can't create. You see, you have calypsonians and you have calypso singers. Let me define it. A calypsonian is who create lyrics, melody. When I go to Al, I say Al, I give Al a tune, and that's it. All I have to do is arrange. Because it's done written already. You got to play what I give him. When he arranger. So it's a difference. Because it take me, I must write about close to about 1,000 songs in my career. On my own. And for I to learn somebody's song, it take me a long time to do it.
It didn't come naturally for you because it's from somebody
Yes,
else.
and I came from good teachers. I had a guy, my teacher was the great Janet, but he was not my idol. He taught me, I didn't like his styling too much, I was too slow. And in my early days, I used to jump high like this. I had rhythm. I believe in rhythm. Then, so King Fighter becomes my idol. For humor, melody, the great loud melody. Those are my two people that, like he was saying a thing. You don't have to be like the identical person.
Sure.
But you got someone that you idolize and you will like this, and you take a little piece from him, a little piece from there, and you create your thing. But if you want to be Daddy Friday, you're dead.
Right.
It ain't gonna work. You have to be able to create your own. It's like Muhammad Ali in boxing, he had like Sugar Ray Robinson, the shuffle and the prettiness, but he had his own styling. But those are the basic, the foundation. As you were talking about basketball, if you don't know the foundation, then you lost. But if you have the foundation, you could play with this hand, but the basic have to come first.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it is not easy. I'm not dunging where they play. This is daytime. This is daytime.
Well, are you nurturing though the younger generation to want to still do the kind of music that you do, so that when
Yes.
you move on and you pass on, it still exists? That's
Yeah, but they could move. But they have to have the basic. After the basic, they could do anything they want.
If you don't have a foundation,
And the young boys is right what he's saying.
AJ, for example, can you, not put you on the spot, but can you do that type of music? Can you?
of course, because like I said,
You come from there.
I know where I've been, so I know where I'm going. You know, I mean, I've listened to my grandfather old records. I've listened to old. I mean, I've heard. I know we're talking about calypso, but for example, I hear UB40 before I hear Bamali, and it was ever what my father was listening to. So I mean, I always hear music, you know, music, and is music. I don't even know what to say, but.
So would you try to do one of those songs? Would you have one of those songs?
You could do it.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it, but I mean, if I want to appeal to that demographic, then yeah, I will. But I mean,
well, I'm gonna give an example like Montana, Marshall. Me and we brought him here. We first brought him here with Lorna, with the other girl, Natasha or something. Okay, Natasha. I mean, Montana start from this school when he sang at Young to Soca, and then he went into his own thing.
That's exactly what we're trying to do.
But the bottom, the foundation,
Started there.
started there.
Sure.
It's like Duke Ellington will tell you, jazz have arrived from Calypso. It's just that you're using the 9 cars and the 13 cars and you move, but the base, that foundation, if you don't have that good foundation, you can't make it.
Right.
He could do what he's doing. Maybe not lyrically, but he know the basic chord structure.
I see.
That's why I have to take my hat off for Al, because Al come from that old school and he could fit there.
Right. So he can marry the two.
He could do. You got a nice group from out of Antigua, Born in Flames, one of the greatest in the Caribbean, but they know the basic.
Exactly.
The majority of the modern guys don't know the basic. They can only play now for now. They can't go back. You see? But him, I had him on my show. His mother asked me to come on my show as a guest artist. Years that must about 1998.
Wrong. Yeah, 98.
Wrong there.
98.
And I let him sing. And the show. So him, I know him. He come from there. Before I go any further, I went in St. Thomas with Jamban. The guitarists for Jamban in that time couldn't play our regular calypso. They were backing way up. And he had a problem playing for a calypsonian. I won't call the name. I don't want to feel embarrassed. But then he couldn't play for us. You know, because of he only know the one way. Right. So that foundation.
So are you going to be participating in a festival this year in any way?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be singing on the 3rd, which will be the elimination.
Okay.
And then I'll be walking in the village Sparrow
On the 6th.
on the 6th. But then I have my
I cannot wait for that night.
Good.
Because I think that's when Sparrow is there, Short Shot.
And Rose.
Calypso Rose.
And
on
Galloway.
the 6th. Galloway?
These were the old timers. So, but I having my 30th year on December 16th. So what he gonna do? Me and he gonna plan a thing. He gonna run down by me for the first half, and then come back up for the soap. And after that, I gonna run back up by him. So we gonna split it up.
Okay. And where are you having your event?
Island Center.
Okay.
It'll be 3 p.m.
Okay.
Island Center on the 16th.
3 till 9.
So it's
So
3 9.
you're kind of like.
Yeah, so we
So
could
he'll be
finish.
finished before.
Yeah, I gonna finish
You're
like
finished.
5:30, 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Then I could run come up. But I want no soap. We're not necking it. unless
Tell you again, please.
that pork neck. Not talking neck,
Tell you
please.
again. We got what you're running wrong. You're doing things that ain't supposed to go.
Whether you smoke it or you fire it.
Thank you.
Meanwhile-
Make a song about that. Because
That easy to make.
yeah, because me, I don't understand it.
Rashidi, you is my good friend. And I'm telling you this thing without any pretend. Listen to me, I say it now extemporaneously. Me want a piece with chicken neck, hot dog in it, I tell you.
I love it. I love it. Take heed. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you see, in the days of Calypso, right, we used to get what you call extemporaneous war. Like after the show, like 15, 20 of us will sing and it drop down to like 2. And then boy run out. Because they say nothing to study, you got to come to you.
That's kind of like a hip hop site
Right.
from now.
Yeah.
Everybody just
Right, everybody come in there and do the thing. But I love their music. But I'm trying to get lyrics. You see, the lyrics don't got to shorten. It ain't easy to do.
I see. To
Because
fit.
I be converting.
Right.
So I got to change my, but I know I could do it.
Right.
Because music is music.
Right.
Now, I'm a lover of country and western. And I like symphony music. Because I will listen to hear when a harmon play. Ba, 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 ba. My mother tell me don't come down there. And I create a melody from hearing that. It's not easy to do. It's hard work. To convert, it's harder to be natural. Because you're imitating
Right.
or you're mimicking.
And you're trying to convert it to
You-
something completely
Right,
different.
but I know I could do it and I will do it because I'm a hard working, hard and beat.
Excellent.
I tell Al, give me all them beat your son Daddy Jones has got and teach them and lend them to me.
Tiff and Lenny not in the
Tiff
same
and
room,
Lenny.
right? Tiff
Tiff
and
and
Lenny.
Lenny.
in the same-
So I
Well,
think some-
nobody goes jail wrong here for thieving, so
Not to
you'll be
think,
fine.
to think the government is legal.
Yeah.
Now we don't-
Apparently, we know that
We
now,
don't
right?
tip each other.
We didn't know before.
We don't think. They don't use it, the sophisticated word embezzlement. We don't say thief. It's done.
Oh my lord.
Okay, keep it cut and dry.
Yeah.
But when is the Junior Calypsonian show coming out? Is that
And AB on
December 16th.
December 16,
At Island
3
Center.
p.m. at Island Center.
Okay.
Well, the same way you're going to be
That's the
doing your
thing
thing
you're
as well, your
talking
30th
about.
anniversary as well.
That's my 30th
Okay,
anniversary.
okay.
Okay, good.
So
Okay.
we did.
Center, okay.
Okay.
And you still have the levels, Pee Wee?
I got from 3 years up to 16.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it'll be fun.
That should be
Please
a
be sure to go out and
good show.
go out to support that for sure.
Yeah, those are the future. And I'm bringing back John and those old timers who win Calypso thing. Crap.
Or John.
You saw the
What-
tickets for the
Right.
No. Come to
So it's
the-
free?
Your tickets for the 6
Not it's free until you reach the gate.
Oh, okay.
You know, pay $10.
$10 at the gate,
So it's
guys.
free until you get to the gate. So it's free when you're passing the hospital, but when you get to the gate, it's $10. I like that. Oh my gosh. Okay. King Derby, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I truly
ma'am.
enjoyed you having you here to talk about. Actually, I enjoyed all of you being here to talk about the festival music. I think the people would have got a good understanding of what it is, how we've come from, what you've been doing. We've heard what you've been doing to where we are now with AJ. I think it's been very informative. I want everybody to remember Soup to Cure, December 16th from 3 to 9. We have the Junior Calypsonians at Island Center from 3 to about 6 o'clock on
Yes.
December 16th. And of course, Rock the Dot,
Yes.
where everybody needs to go. If you don't have your ticket, please go and get your tickets. They're at where?
They are available at Urban Threads. They are at Rhythms and Armstrong Ice Cream. Speaking of which, December 16th, Armstrong Ice Cream, that's
There, Guavaberry Ice Cream
Guavaberry
thing. So,
Day.
So a lot of
A lot's
multitasking
going
have
on
to
in
go on.
December
lucky was that
16th.
day.
Wow.
Okay, well, I just want to thank all of you for coming on the show tonight. It was a wonderful show.
I gotta say thank you to KP and Budget, and I done.
Oh, okay. Next time, make sure they pay for the commercial.
Well, they did.
Okay, great. That's why you're here?
Thank you.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm so smart. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on. What I want you all to do for next year, both of you, I want you all to promise VI Voices that you all going to get together and collaborate on that. This is what
I gotta
St.
be in
Croix
that song
Festival.
too?
Okay, you too. After that, that St. Croix Festival song that you played first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll leave out the one we pack. But how you figure out how to get that together?
You might be at a governor then.
Who are that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
This is Jan the Young Festival.
All right, well, close,
Nah.
close us up with
Festival.
something.
Oh,
We'll
she's
hear it.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, close us out with that or something. Have to go. Good
Give
night,
us
everybody.
something.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here. Believe me, it was nice company. The way how you giving me that sweet smile, it look man, I feel in style. The way how Rashidi watching at you, believe what I tell you, this is true. Don't say that I'm afraid, believe me, he's trying his best to kiss you.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Let your voices be heard.